All right, top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. I am coming live really quick, and a moment of silence for all those who have lost their lives. All right, let's remember this. If we can look up, we can get up. If we can get up, we can go up. I want to say this. I stand 100% to Xfinity with Sha'carri Richardson. I stand 100% with Sha'carri Richardson. Excuse me, because I do have some things going on in the background, but whatever. So let me say this, because I have something to say and I'm gonna say it. So this is my section of I always have something to say, even though I don't always have something to say. But I have something to say about this. Sha'carri Richardson doesn't owe anybody anything. None of you gave her any talent, giftings, or ability the last time I checked. And for the people out there who were saying, oh, African American people rich in color and others. But I'm going to start with the African American people first. Simply because you wanted to go back and forth. And I'll tell you again, I stand with Sha'carri Richardson. None of you gave her the talent, gifting, or abilities, period. And the last time I checked, in parts of the United States of America, what they want to call cannabis now, which is a man-manufactured, mixed up with some synthetic junk known as weed, is legal now in the United States of America in certain parts. Let the record show. And for you people saying rules are rules, and she need to follow the rules, first of all, she didn't get banned from the Olympics. So let's be clear about that. She cannot run the 100. And I'm not in agreement with that. Okay? Because I'm going to say this, let me make this very plain, Olympics. Let me break this very plain, United States of America. If the African American people walk off the field, what you gonna do? And doggone it, if I was in the Olympics, I'd be like, if she can't get in to the 100, I'm not running the 100 if I was out there doing the 100. Be like, let's roll. Matter of fact, none of us doing the 100. How about that? See, I believe in solidarity. Yeah, how about that? Because you're not out there making her any money. That's a psychological game the United States and the Olympics and other nations like to play. If it wasn't for their talent, you wouldn't have a dog on cash. Let the record show. And again, to you African American people, she owes you absolutely nothing. Not a doggone thing. Nothing. You didn't put no food in her mouth. You didn't change her diapers. You're not paying her bills. She owes you nothing. And it is completely outlandish. Half of the things you old funky tail adults are out here saying about it. You out of order. Period. Now let's get to Sha'carri in her own words. And yes, I said it. Gave her a bit of talent. I always want to be quick to run your mouths and say something about somebody's child. Still young. And I don't want to hear nothing about no rules when I done sit up there and watch these fools break laws. And I'm talking about Trump and supporters who still, his supporters still riding for him. Come on. I don't want to hear nothing about, I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Rose, have Rose.
So I'm gonna let Sha'carri say what she's gonna say in her own words. Some of y'all just need to get your heads out your behinds. Stop talking so much. Goodness. Let me say it again. Some of you all just need to get your heads out your behinds and stop talking so much. Jelly bellies, weak back, spineless folk. What's wrong?
Clear is whether she will appeal the test result. And seconds, making her the fastest woman in America. But now it appears her Olympic dreams may have been put on hold. A U.S. Olympic source telling NBC News she failed a drug test after her finals win, testing positive for THC, the chemical found in marijuana. According to her lawyers, Sha'carri has been suspended from the Olympic team, and her failed test may cause her to lose her spot on Team USA entirely. Her Olympic trial results were automatically disqualified when she tested positive. That means she won't be allowed to compete in her signature event, the 100 meters. But there appears to be an outside chance she could compete in a different event. What's unclear is whether she will appeal the test result and the disqualification, or how long her suspension will last. NBC News has reached out to the USA Track and Field for official comment. Sha'carri captured the hearts of millions when she ran into the stands after her victory and hugged her grandmother just a week after losing her biological mother.
My family has kept me grounded. This year has been crazy for me. Going from just last week, losing my biological mother, and I'm still here.
And let me pause for a minute.
And after being notified,
Sha'carri, you can run, honey, run, and can't nobody take away from you, because when you're a runner and my child runs, my daughter runs, the times don't lie. You either can run or you can't. Do that thing. And see, this is what I'm talking about, the news media. People got to run out and tell other folks' business so quick. But if I start letting the record show, and for you people who sitting up here saying, drugs, 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 slow your roll and pump the brakes for a minute. Wasn't no opioids in her system, wasn't no lean in her system, wasn't no meth in her system. Weed, which is legal now in parts of the United States of America. Stop playing, y'all play too much. And you run, and some of you run your mouths too much. And you doggone news media always want to be in somebody else's business, talking about their life. But why don't we put your life underneath the microscope and see what you and your family do? And see if you can handle the same pressure you try to put out there on somebody else. I stand with Sha'carri Richardson. Period. Run, sister, run. They can never take that away from you. Period. And the fact that she had any type of weed in her system and still was running that fast tells you everything you need to know. She just super fast. Period.
Of her failed drug test, Richardson tweeted yesterday, "I am human." Savannah.
Chanel, thank you. And Sha'carri Richardson joins us now. Good morning, Sha'carri. I just want to ask a simple question first. How are you doing?
I'm blessed to be alive. That's about it.
This is not easy. This is a hard moment that you're in right now. And I thank you for being on. And I know you wanted to tell your story. So tell me, what happened? What led up to this positive test?
Just honestly, I want to take responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. But not making an excuse or looking for any empathy in my case, but just, however, being in that position of my life, finding out something like that, something that I would say is probably one of the biggest things that have impacted me positively and negatively in my life when it comes to dealing with the relationship I have with my mother. So that definitely was a very heavy topic on me, and people don't understand what it's like to have to, or people do. We all have our different struggles. We all have our different things we deal with. But to put on a face, to have to go in front of the world and put on a face and hide my pain, I don't know, who are you, or who am I to tell you how to cope when you're dealing with a pain or you're dealing with a struggle that you've never experienced before, or that you've never thought you would have to deal with. Like, who am I to tell you who am I to tell you that you're wrong for hurting? So I think just honestly, just leading up to that, dealing with my mental health, dealing with my mental as is with leading up to the games. Every time stepping on the track, definitely expected to be a record-breaking time or something like that. So just with that, pressure in itself was also just another thing. With this actually been my first full professional career, my first full professional circuit this year due to the pandemic. So just considering all of that put together, long time, my agent, my sponsor, my sponsorship, my family, knowing me dealing with all of this stuff. So,
Sha'carri, I just want people to understand where you're coming from, and tell me if this is correct. But it was a few days before your big race and the trials, you found out that your biological mother had passed away. You found out when a reporter told you, and it was after that you ingested some kind of marijuana. I should mention, you were in Oregon. It's legal in Oregon. You didn't violate any law, but it was against the rules of your sport, and as you said, you knew that. But is that what happened? Is that how this unfolded?
Honestly, yes, that is the story. I had an interview scheduled with my agent. I knew I was having an interview. I knew going into the interview, I was just thinking it would be a normal interview, and then on the interview to hear that information come from a complete stranger was definitely triggering, was definitely nerve shocking, because it's just like, how are you to tell me that? It's like, and no offense against him at all. He's just doing his job, but definitely that sent me in a state of mind, in a state of emotional panic, if anything. And still knowing that even though I'm here, I still have to go out and put on a performance for my dream, go out there and still compete to what it is. So yes, definitely triggered, and from there just blinded by emotions, blinded by sadness, blinded by just hiding hurt, honestly. For the fact that I know that I can't hide myself, so at least in some type of way I was just trying to hide my pain.
Yeah. The Olympic officials, the U.S. track and field, the anti-doping agencies now have a decision before them. Unfortunately, you will not be able to compete in the Olympics in your race, your individual race, 100 meters. But there is a chance. It's a small chance, but there's a chance you could go to the Olympics and take part in the relay. Are you hopeful for that? Is that what you're holding out hope for at this moment?
Right now, I'm just putting all of my time and energy into dealing with what I need to deal with to heal myself. So if I'm allowed to receive that blessing, then I'm grateful for it. But if not right now, I'm going to just focus on myself.
You know, what would your message be to those who are considering that right now, who are thinking about that, and to your fans, you know, who have fallen in love with you and were so proud of your performance and maybe crushed just as you are in that moment? What would you say to them?
I would like to say to my fans and my family, to my sponsorship, to the haters too. I apologize as much as I'm disappointed. I know that when I swim on the track, I don't represent myself. I represent a community that has shown me great support, great love. And to y'all, I failed y'all. And so I apologize for the fact that I didn't know how to control my emotions or deal with my emotions during that time. And when I would just leave with my fans, or I would just leave out there, is that, like I tweeted and said yesterday, I'm human. We're human. My statement, what I always say in my interviews, I want to be as transparent as possible with you guys, whether it's good, whether it's bad. But when it comes to Sha'carri Richardson, it's never been a steroid. It will never be a steroid attached to the name Sha'carri Richardson. The charge and what the situation was marijuana. I'm not encouraging anybody to do it. I'm not saying, oh, don't do it or anything like that. But if you choose to do things in your personal time or things like that, you just should know or beware of the consequences, or just know, or just find different ways to just cope or do what it is that will make you feel better. But sitting here, I just say, don't judge me, because I am human. I'm you. I just happen to run a little faster. I understand there's going to be people that still have something to say that don't necessarily understand. And I wouldn't even call them haters if they want to choose to show their character of a person, even after me saying what I've said, and put myself out there, then that's just on you, your character, and you have to live with that. But I greatly appreciate being able to tell my side of the story. And like I said, to my fans, my family, my sponsorship, and the haters, I greatly apologize if I let you guys down, and I did. And I just want to let y'all know this will be the last time the Olympics don't cheat Sha'carri Richardson, and this will be the last time the U.S. Doesn't come home with a gold medal in 100. And I feel
Sha'carri
lines up against me.
Sha'carri, before I let you go, I think about you and the highs and lows that you've had to deal with, and your dream came true. You dazzled everybody with your performance, but also your words, your hug for your grandma. You've been through so much, and we'll see what happens and what this decision is. But do you plan to keep running? Are you going to keep those Olympic dreams alive no matter what?
Yes, this is just one game. I'm 21. I'm very young. Unlike most, I have plenty of games left in me to compete in, and I have plenty of talent that backs me up, because everything I do comes from me naturally. No steroid, no anything. This incident was about marijuana. So after my sanction is up, I'll be back and able to compete. And every single time I step on the track, I'll be ready for whatever anti-doping agency to come and get what it is that they need, because this will never happen.
Sha'carri Richardson, this is, as I said before, not easy, not an easy moment, but you showed a lot of grace and courage to come on and answer those questions, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
She didn't have to answer anything because of our doggone business. Furthermore, to you non-compassionate reporters, when it comes to Black people, you didn't have no business when her mother died running your big mouths, nosy behind selves out there telling that child, because she's not a child, but she's 21. You had no business telling her mother was dead. She didn't even know. See, and you wonder why people want to roll down on certain news media reporters. Y'all be out of order and you're out of pocket. You've been out of order. A lot of you media, you've been out of order. But you don't give a rat's run as long as it ain't you and yours. Anything for some ratings. Not thinking about the person. Y'all trip. And the person who did that, I'm gonna find out who you was because I want your job. Not to be doing what you do, but they need to let you go. And let me say it again. I stand with Sha'carri Richardson. She owes no fan, no supporter, no teammates, and nobody else. Absolutely nothing. The only person she owes is herself to be psychologically, spiritually, physically healed, whole, and restored. Not a doggone other person. And again, let me say this for you dummies who've been out there, and I called y'all some dummies who've been out there with your lips on her, shut your stupid mouths. And use your doggone brain sometimes. Stop running up at your mouth so doggone much. Now, having said that, we say it again. She don't owe anybody a doggone thing. I stand with Sha'carri Richardson. If everybody else out there who just exploiting her name for cash, y'all can kick rocks. And the money that you make off exploiting her name for cash is going to blow right out of your pockets like it's a hole in it. Let me say it again. For the ones who didn't get it. And for, I don't care if you social media news, I don't care if you main traditional media news or whatever. The money that you make off exploiting her story and her pain is going to blow right out your pockets like you got holes in them. Now I said it. Now, having said that, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant day. Bye-bye, everybody. That's all I wanted to say on this instant. I will be live later because I got some warnings. It's going to get real, as usual. Bye, everybody. And Sha'carri, I stand with you. Everybody else, the jelly bellies can kick rocks.